thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Mommy Minutes. We got a great panel for you today. So Lori has been blowing me up about this topic, so we're gonna go straight to it. Not from me, from Lori.
Okay, well, recently the federal judge mandated that the FDA approve that the morning after pill be made available to any girl of reproductive age without parental consent. Is that okay?
I agree. Okay. I think it should be available. I know it's controversial. However, I had children very young, and I just feel like any potential side effects of this pill are outweighed by the side effects of having a child when you're still a child. I would rather my daughter, and I have two, go behind my back and get the morning after pill so that they're not pregnant, than come to me after the fact and tell me that they're pregnant, and now this is something that I have to deal with. You know,
I was shocked by it, and I thought, what? And I clutched my pearls. However, I said, but at the end of the day, people have sex at whatever age they want to have sex
Absolutely.
at. I can't take that away. And by golly, when you make that decision, it might not always be with protection. And if you think there's an opportunity that your life could be changed for the rest of your life with it, because of it, go get the pill. Make a decision. Like,
I guess I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Thinking about young girls of reproductive age and how young girls actually start on their cycles, and thinking about perverts, men who target young girls, and that if I am a pharmacist and a 11-year-old comes in there saying that they need the morning after pill, questions need to be asked. Why do you need the morning after pill and you 10, 11 years old?
You're saying for their safety, like maybe they will be in. But what I'm saying is, people who are victimized, their mind is not in a place where they'll say, I'll go and then try to get something to
But what about people that are being victimized that don't know that they're being victimized?
That's a good point.
Any 10 or 11-year-old
could be sleeping with a 17-year-old or something.
You're being victimized.
That's true.
know, regardless of them being victimized or not, you're an even bigger victim if you have a child out of being victimized.
I have to say, you know, when I was, I had all of my children by the time I was 17.
Okay, tell us your breakdown.
I had my children, I was pregnant when I was 13, had her when I was 14. Pregnant when I was 14, had him when I was 15. I skipped a year, I couldn't believe it. Okay, so I was pregnant when I was 16 and had her when I was 17. And that was the toughest time of my life because I was a single parent. Now, if the morning after pill was available then, I don't know what I would have done. Because my children that I have, I love my children. I mean, I don't know what I would have done without them. You know, and I know we're not thinking in that term, but sometimes I believe we make decisions and we don't look at the long term, or we don't look at the consequences of it. You know, now, if someone got raped or something, I don't know what I would do. I'm not going to say, you know, I'm going to have this baby because babies come from God. I didn't say that. I'm not going to say that because I don't know.
No, we're talking about consensual sex.
Yeah, but consensual sex, I knew what I was doing. What a terrible breach between my mom and I, because, you know, I was living in her home. You know, and it did not just affect me, it affected her.
But Lynn, but if you had the opportunity, you're saying when you were 13, you were making a conscious decision to have sex. If the pill was available to you, would you have then got it? Or you're saying, I don't know, I still might have not?
No, and let me tell you another reason why I would not have. Because I was such an insecure kid. No, I would not have done that.
Because here's the thing that I think people keep bringing up. They say they don't need parental consent to get it. Well, let me explain something. Your child don't need parental consent to have sex.
Not.
My issue with it is, I do think there should be some follow-up with it. I do think if you are of a certain age, or a certain repetitiveness in buying it, there needs to be some type of health follow-up, because it's not just affecting you now, it's your decision making. You know what I mean? And I don't care who has that conversation with my daughter, the pharmacist, the social worker sitting in the back, because it's about making choices. Now, I think this pill is not just targeting, I think it is targeting a certain population.
I believe
you know what I mean?
No, I was just going to say that I would have taken it. You know, I got pregnant at 16. You know, now I had just graduated from high school, you know, had my whole life ahead of me, but I was raised very religious, and despite I strayed against that, you know, having an abortion was just unthinkable to me. But if there was a pill I could have taken right after having sex and know that I won't get pregnant, Of course.
But would that have made you now use protection? You take the pill once, now are you gonna start using a condom?
And I think it makes
because you're
so
16.
reckless. Because what about STDs? If I know that, what I'm saying is, like you said, without the follow up. And I heard someone mention earlier that someone had to get a referral because they kept getting the morning after pill. They was using it as a means of birth control.
I know some adults.
It's going to open yourself up to be reckless in STDs. If you know, because if the only thing on your mind is, I don't want to be pregnant.
Yeah.
So I can keep having unprotected sex because I can go get this morning after pill. What about the STDs that you can get that's going to stay with you forever?
I agree.
I'd rather have a baby than to have some of this other stuff that you can get.
All right, we got to answer it. Do you agree or disagree with the morning after pill having no age requirements on it and being an over-the-counter item?
I agree.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I agree. Thanks for tuning in for this edition of Mommy Minute. We'll see you guys next week.